Hi Reddit. I'm Natalie, 31, and I'm being asked to smile and clap at a wedding where my abusive ex is the groom, and the bride is my little sister. You think I'm kidding? I wish I was. Let's rewind. I met Derek when I was 25. He was charming, successful, 10 years older, and way too smooth. The kind of guy your parents love immediately, even when your gut says slow down. I didn't slow down. We were engaged within a year, married 6 months after that, and the nightmare started almost immediately. He never hit me. Not at first, but he didn't have to. It started with, "Why are you wearing that?" Then, "Don't talk to him like that." Then, "Your friends don't care about you. I'm the only one who really loves you." He isolated me, so gradually I thought I was choosing it. Then came the financial control. He didn't want me working. You don't need to. He put everything in his name. It's easier for taxes. He gave me an allowance like I was 12. If I asked questions, he got cold, distant, then furious. The worst part, I got pregnant, and I was actually happy. I thought maybe this would change things. It did, just not the way I hoped. I miscarried at 12 weeks, and he blamed me, said I was too stressed, not careful enough, that I must have done something wrong. I was grieving, bleeding, and he made me feel like I deserved it. That broke me, and it also woke me up. I left 6 weeks later. It wasn't dramatic. I didn't throw clothes in a bag and scream, "I'm done." I waited until he was out of town, called a friend, and got the hell out. I filed for divorce, changed my number, started therapy, and for 2 years, I rebuilt my life. Slowly, quietly, carefully. I didn't date, didn't talk about it much, just focused on staying safe and sane. My family was mixed. My mom said, "It's such a shame. He was so good to us." My dad said nothing at all. My sister Emily, 8 years younger, said she understood. She was only 20 at the time. Fast forward to now. Last month, I got a call from my mom. "You'll never guess who Emily's dating." I didn't guess. Derek. I felt like I got kicked in the throat. Isn't that funny? Small world. I hung up. A week later, I found out they were engaged. 2 days after that, I got an invitation in the mail, and taped to the envelope, a sticky note from Emily. "I know this is weird, but I hope you can be happy for me." I didn't call. I showed up. Emily still lived in our parents' house, the one with the beige walls and the smiling pictures of people who never talked about feelings. She opened the door like she'd been expecting me. "Hey, you have 5 minutes before I lose my King mind," I said. She stepped back. We sat in the kitchen. Same table where I'd cried after the miscarriage. Same spot where Derek once told me I wasn't trying hard enough to be happy. "How long?" I asked. "A couple months. And you didn't think to tell me?" She sighed. "I knew you'd freak out. Because you're dating the man who emotionally destroyed me." "He's changed, Nat." I laughed, loud and bitter. "No, you're just young enough to believe that. You're not being fair. You're dating my abusive ex-husband, Emily. I don't know you fair." She crossed her arms. "He told me what happened. His version. Let me guess. I was cold, hysterical, manipulative." She blinked. "He said you were grieving and took it out on him." I nearly flipped the table. "He blamed me for my miscarriage. He said you push him away. He isolated me, controlled me, gaslit me so badly, I thought I was losing my mind." "He never hit you." "Oh, that's the bar now." I stood up. "You know what hurts the most? I don't care that you found love. I care that you found it with him. And that after everything I went through, after everything I told you, you still chose him. I didn't choose him over you. That's exactly what you did." She didn't cry, didn't apologize, just stood there in her pastel hoodie with her messy bun and acted like I was being dramatic, like I was the unstable one. "Again, you're invited, Natalie," she said softly, not forced. "And I'm supposed to smile? Pretend I support it? I just hoped you could move on. You don't get to ask that." I walked out. Didn't hug her. Didn't say goodbye. The door closed behind me like a slap. That night, I got a text from my dad. "Your mother's upset. Please don't cause problems. Emily's wedding is her special day." My reply? "I hope you enjoy it. You can all go to hell together." 2 days after the fight with Emily, I got a DM on Instagram from someone I didn't know. "Hey, I hope this isn't weird. You don't know me, but I think we've both been through something involving the same guy, Derek." My stomach dropped. I click her profile. Not private. 30-something. Lives in Phoenix. A few pictures of iced coffee, a dog, and a bunch of quotes about healing. I message back. "You dated him. She replied almost immediately. Briefly. Around 2019. I recognized him in a photo your sister posted. I hope I'm not crossing a line. I called her. No more texting. I needed answers. Jen's voice shook when she picked up. I don't usually reach out to strangers, but when I saw your sister's engagement post, I got physically sick. You're not the only one. She told me her story. They met online. She was 31, divorced, cautious. He was charming, old school, said all the right things. Sound familiar? He love-bombed her, showered her with compliments, said he wanted something real, and within 2 months, he was telling her to quit her job and let him take care of her. When I said no, he started showing his real side. Jealous, controlling, passive-aggressive. She told me he tracked her location without permission, went through her phone, once accused her of cheating because she liked a co-worker's LinkedIn post. When I tried to end it, he showed up at my apartment screaming. Did he hit you? No, but he punched a hole in my wall. She sent a picture. I recognized that rage face. I saw it once when I said I wanted to visit my sister for a weekend, and he said I was choosing her over him. Why didn't you press charges? Because I didn't have bruises. Just fear. And fear doesn't count unless it's visible. That line gutted me. You said you saw my sister's post. Yeah, she posted a picture of the ring. I clicked his profile and saw your name in a tag post from years ago. I put 2 and 2 together, and you reached out, because someone should have done that for me. We talked for another hour, not just about Derek, about what it felt like to come undone piece by piece in a relationship that looked perfect from the outside. When I hung up, I sat in silence. Then I took a screenshot of our messages, and I sent it to Emily. No caption, no threats, just the facts. Her reply? Nothing. Just read. I didn't expect a thank you text from Emily, but I thought I'd at least get a "we need to talk." Instead, nothing. No reply. No reaction. Just silence. Which meant one thing. She showed the messages to them. My parents. So I called my mom. She picked up after 2 rings like she'd been waiting. Natalie, what is going on? Why would you send that to your sister the week before her bridal shower? Because she's marrying a man who has a pattern of emotional abuse. I thought maybe she should know. You had your issues with Derek, but this is her relationship. This isn't about issues. This is about facts. He manipulated me. He isolated me. Then he did the same to another woman. You think that's coincidence? She sighed. People grow up, Nat. Maybe he's changed. Why are you defending him? Because Emily is happy, and she hasn't been happy in a long time. That hit like a slap. So her happiness is more important than my safety? Than what he did to me? That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying, Mom? There was a pause. I'm saying you have a history of exaggerating things. I went still. Dead still. Excuse me. You've always been sensitive. Dramatic. You let small things become big things. Maybe Derek wasn't perfect, but neither were you. I almost laughed. Almost. You know what's wild? You're more upset that I ruined her party than that I spent 2 years rebuilding myself from the mess he left me in. I just want peace, Natalie. Yeah? Then maybe don't invite your daughter's abusive ex-husband to Thanksgiving. Click. I hung up before I said something unforgivable. 2 hours later, my dad texted. Mom's upset. We're asking you not to come to the shower. Emotions are high. Let's give it space. I replied. You're cowards. He didn't answer. It was official. They chose him. Again. The same way they chose keeping things quiet during my divorce. The same way they chose to pretend they didn't hear Derek raise his voice that night. He told me I was too broken to be a mother. They were choosing the fantasy of a pretty wedding over the truth. Over me. And maybe for the first time in my life. I was okay with that. Because I finally saw them clearly. I wasn't invited to the bridal shower. Big surprise. Emily's friends posted photos with captions like, "So happy for the future, Mrs. P. Can't wait to watch you walk down the aisle, ring sparkles." And there he was in the background of one of them. Derek, grinning like the snake he is, holding a mimosa, arm around my little sister, like he hadn't spent years breaking me apart piece by piece. That night, I opened my laptop. I didn't name names, didn't drop dates or tag anyone, but I wrote a post, long, raw, honest, and I titled it, "What It's Like When Your Abuser Marries Into Your Family." I wrote about Derek, about how charm can be a weapon, how emotional abuse doesn't leave bruises but scars that never heal right. I wrote about the miscarriage, the gaslighting, the fear, the silence. I wrote about being erased, not just by him, but by my own family. And then I hit post. Within 24 hours, it had over 4,000 shares. Women messaged me. I've been there. My sister married my ex too. He used to hit me. Thank you for saying what no one in my life would. But the message that stopped me cold came 2 days later. It was from a woman named Sabrina. Hi, you don't know me, but I dated Derek after your divorce. I had no idea you were connected to him. But your story? It's mine too. I messaged her back immediately. We talked for 3 hours that night. She told me everything. How Derek had love-bombed her. Tried to get her to move in after 2 months. Got angry when she didn't answer texts fast enough. Once tracked her location through her iPad without asking. He'd say stuff like, "You're lucky I'm patient," when I questioned him. That's exactly what he used to say to me. He made me feel like I was always on the edge of doing something wrong. Same script. Different girl. She didn't know about Emily. I didn't know about her. But we both knew Derek. And more importantly, we believed each other. She ended our call with, "If you ever need someone to stand beside you, I'm in." I cried after we hung up. Not because I was broken, but because for the first time, I didn't feel crazy. The message came early morning. Subject line, "You don't know me, but I knew him first. Rachel." She said she'd read my story through a reshared link. Said she wasn't sure if she should reach out. Said she almost didn't. But then she saw the name Derek in the comments. And everything came rushing back. I was engaged to him. Back in 2012. Before you. My stomach dropped. We got on the phone later that day. Her voice was calm. Controlled. But not cold. "You're brave for sharing all that." I didn't feel brave. I felt exhausted. That's what survival looks like sometimes. She didn't need much prompting. She wanted to talk. Like it had been building for a decade. She met Derek when she was 27. She was a nurse. He was a consultant, whatever that meant back then. They moved in together fast. Surprise, surprise. And within 6 months, he proposed. Then everything changed. He'd disappear for hours. Turn his phone off. Then accuse me of being too clingy if I asked where he'd been. He never got physical. But the threats? The intimidation? That was constant. She told me about a night when he slammed her laptop shut because she was emailing an old coworker. Told me how he'd drive recklessly when they argued, like he wanted to scare her into silence. Then came the manipulation. He told me if I ever left, he'd tell my family I was bipolar and unstable. Said I'd never see my nieces again. I couldn't speak. I didn't have to. She kept going. I found out he'd been cheating. A lot. Random girls. Dating apps. Lies stacked on lies. And then, the worst part, he got one of them pregnant. My heart stopped. She was 22, barely out of school. He denied it, obviously. Said she was trying to trap him. Was it true? I met her. She wasn't trying to trap anyone. She just didn't know who he really was. What happened to her? She moved states. I lost touch. Rachel ended the engagement shortly after. She left the state. Started over. Got married. Had a daughter. But when she saw my story, she said the trauma came back. I still flinch when someone raises their voice. I still double-check if my door's locked. He did that. To all of us. 3 women. 3 nearly identical stories. Different years. Different cities. Same man. I asked if she'd be willing to talk to Emily. Only if she wants the truth. I don't think she does. Then she's not ready. But one day she might be. And when she is, we'll be here. I sent the message at 2 a.m. Calm. Simple. No accusations. Just a chance to stop pretending. Emily. I've spoken to 2 other women. Both dated Derek after me. Both told stories just like mine. And one of them was engaged to him before either of us. If you want the truth, I'll show you everything. If not, you're choosing to stay in the dark. But I won't be silent anymore. I expected silence. Or maybe some dramatic blow-up. But what she sent, it was worse than both. I get that you're still bitter, Natalie. But not everyone has the same experience. Just because he didn't love you the way you wanted doesn't mean he's a monster. Maybe if you'd been a little more patient, you wouldn't be so alone right now. I stared at the screen. Then I reread it. Then again, my own sister had just accused me of being what? Difficult, unlovable, delusional. All because I had the audacity to survive. I didn't respond. There was nothing left to say. She made her choice. And I was done waiting for her to grow up. The next day, I went public. Again. This time, I shared a follow-up post. 3 women. 1 man. Same patterns. When your family chooses silence over truth, You stop whispering. You tell the story louder. I included screenshots from Sabrina, a blurred-out excerpt from Rachel's email. Enough to prove this wasn't just a bad breakup. It was a pattern, a cycle. And now he was marrying my 23-year-old sister. The reaction? Massive. More DMs. More women. A few vague threats from random burner accounts I had no doubt were connected to Derek. And then, a message request from a mutual friend of Emily's. You're doing the right thing. None of us like him. But she doesn't listen to anyone. That one stung. Because it confirmed what I feared most. Everyone saw it. But no one said anything. My parents called again. Voicemail. Natalie, you made your point. But you're hurting the family. Emily's in tears. If you care about her at all, you'll take the post down and apologize. I didn't. Instead, I posted again. If protecting my sister's feelings means helping an abuser keep his secrets, then I guess I'm not family anymore. I was sitting on the couch, half scrolling, half dissociating, when someone knocked on my door. 3 short, sharp knocks. I froze. No one visits me unannounced. I looked through the peephole. It was my dad. I opened the door barely. Did you get lost on the way to defending Emily again? He looked tired. Suit jacket. Hair more gray than I remembered. Hand shaking just slightly. Can I come in? I thought about slamming the door. I didn't. We sat across from each other, in total silence for a minute. He looked around like he didn't recognize my place, which made sense. He'd never once visited since I left Derek. Your mother doesn't know I'm here. Good. Let's keep it that way. He nodded. I read your posts. That made my heart race. All of them. Twice. Another pause. I believed you the first time, you know. That broke something in me. Then why didn't you say anything? He looked down. Because it was easier. To let your mom pretend it wasn't real. To keep holidays civil. To act like you were just figuring yourself out. I was surviving. I know. He cleared his throat. But this thing with Emily, it's different. No, it's not. It's the same. Exactly the same. You just didn't pay attention the first time. I'm paying attention now. I raised an eyebrow. So what? You're here to convince me not to show up and cause a scene at the wedding. No. I'm here to say I don't think there should be a wedding. That stopped me. Dead. What? I saw the messages. The receipts. The names. It's too much to be coincidence. You're 2 weeks late. I know. And I don't expect you to forgive me. Good. But I need to do something before it's too late. He pulled a folded piece of paper from his pocket and slid it across the table. A copy of the wedding seating chart. He was supposed to walk Emily down the aisle. He'd written my name where it should be. I looked up. What is this? My last shot at doing something right. I didn't wear black. Too dramatic. Too obvious. Instead, I wore the exact shade of dusty rose listed in the bridesmaid color scheme. Ironic, considering I was disinvited. I walked into the church 20 minutes before the ceremony. People stared. Whispers buzzed like flies around me. My mother's jaw literally dropped. She made a beeline toward me. You can't be here. Too late. This is Emily's day. It won't be if you keep shouting. She pulled me aside. You've caused enough damage. No. I prevented it. Whether any of you accept that or not. She opened her mouth to say more, but someone behind her cleared their throat. It was Dad. He walked up beside me, calm and steady, and simply said, "Let her stay." My mom looked like she'd just been slapped by the Holy Spirit. But she didn't argue. People took their seats. The organ started. I stayed in the very back by the last pew. The groomsmen walked out first. And then, Derek. Hair slicked back. Smile plastered on. Wearing a tux like armor. When his eyes met mine, he flinched. A small crack in his perfect mask. Good. Emily came down the aisle on her mom's arm. The audience stood. The smiles. The cameras. I watched it all like a movie I couldn't believe I was in. They made it to the altar. The officiant cleared his throat. Dearly beloved. That's when I stood up. My voice wasn't loud, but it cut through the silence like a scalpel. This man is not who you think he is. Gasps. Murmurs. Emily froze. What are you doing? She hissed. Telling the truth. You don't have to go through with this. Derek stepped forward. You're ruining her day. You're sick. No, Derek. I just finally got well enough to stop pretending. I turned to the crowd. Asked him how many women he's done this to. How many he's isolated. Controlled. Manipulated. Ask him about Rachel. About Jen. About Sabrina. His face paled. Emily looked confused. Angry. Then scared. She's lying, he shouted. But my dad stood up next. He held up a folder. Rachel's letter. He handed it to the officiant. "I'm sorry," he said, looking at Emily. "But she's not lying." Derek tried to grab it, and someone from the front row stepped in. Security? Maybe. Maybe just a brave cousin. Emily stood there, eyes wide, breathing heavy, looking between me and him. And then, without a word, she took off the ring and threw it on the floor. The church cleared out faster than I thought it would. Some people left like it was a scandalous play they just witnessed. Others hugged Emily, whispered things I couldn't hear. Derek? He stormed out through a side door like a cockroach when the lights come on. Good riddance. I sat in the last pew. Still. Silent. Not triumphant. Not broken. Just breathing. Emily approached me slowly. Tears smeared her makeup. She was holding her heels in one hand, barefoot on the cold tile floor. "I don't even know what's real anymore," she said. "Start with this. You are." She nodded. "You should have told me earlier." I tried. I didn't want to hear it. I know. Silence again. Then, "I'm sorry I said those things. I'm sorry I had to do it like this." She sat next to me. We didn't hug. Didn't cry. But for the first time in a long time, we were sisters again. Not perfect. Not healed. But trying. That night, our family group chat was silent. No, well, that was something. No, are you okay? Just quiet. My dad texted me separately. "I'm proud of you." And for once, I believed him. The following week, I went back to work. Back to therapy. Back to slowly rebuilding. But something had shifted. I wasn't hiding anymore. I wasn't that woman who had to explain why she left. I was the woman who refused to be erased by a man who smiled better than he loved. Emily moved out of our parents' place. Started seeing a therapist. We're not best friends. Not yet. But she sent me memes now. That's something. Derek? Last I heard, he moved to another city. Maybe he'll find someone new to fool. Maybe she'll find my post one day and finally connect the dots. Maybe she'll message me. If she does, I'll answer. Because no one helped me when I needed it most. And now, I'll never let another woman go through it alone. See you later.